Caffeine Coils, and I'm Deanna.
And I'm Jenny.
And we have a special guest with us today. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Michele with All Contractor Marketing.
Thanks for being with us today, Michele.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to have this conversation.
All right, so what's our hot topic for the day?
Michele is going to tell us about how HVAC companies can market their business.
Yes.
All right, so can you start off with just a little bit about your background in the industry and what led you to open your marketing business?
So I started out in marketing in college. That's what I went to school for. I was in real estate marketing forever, and then my husband got in HVAC, and so he used to work for Coolray, and then we started our own business. So after we got through with the business, we sold it and started our own marketing company.
Interesting. So I love that you guys have like a little bit of hands-on experience as far as what it looks like to be an HVAC contractor.
Yes.
And kind of are applying that to marketing. I think that's a really unique a part of your business.
Yes, it does, because we empathize with them and we understand. You can't just waste a bunch of money on marketing without it working to bring you the leads that you need.
Absolutely.
What types of challenges do HVAC contractors face in marketing?
Limited budgets sometimes. So in HVAC itself, depending on how you structure your pricing, you can't spend massive amounts on marketing like every other industry. So you have to really know what your profit margins are and what you can spend and where you need to target so that you make sure you don't waste any money.
That's really good advice, and I know that can be extremely challenging because I know everybody's always talking about the next best marketing thing, and it's often hard to decipher whether that's actually going to be a lucrative and money-generating thing.
Right.
How do you help contractors identify and reach the specific market segments and demographics that you recommend that they focus on?
Well, it first starts with a great service software. You've got to know where your leads are coming from, and you've got to tie it in to the actual marketing, or you don't know. So the service software that you use, like ServiceTitan or Field Edge or even House Call Pro, you can target specific zip codes and know exactly what are the best what are the best neighborhoods to actually reach, because you want to make sure that you're doing a good job, but you're also profitable. And so you've got to have the whole base. You can't just throw money out there and say, okay, I want to make sure this neighborhood gets new systems, but I don't know if it's going to work or not, and then you're not tracking it. So you've got to really be involved in all aspects of your business.
I think people often forget on the marketing side of things that data is such critical information.
Yes. Yeah, we even have this new software where we can target and tie all the marketing in together with your service software so that we can see which zip codes are the most valuable for you.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how you can pinpoint stuff now through all that data points.
Yes.
What localized marketing strategies have you found to be most effective for HVAC contractors?
Well, this is where, like you were talking about earlier, if you see this new shiny marketing tactic that's coming in and you get distracted, you forget about your base. So you've got to make sure that you pay attention to your customers and that you're helping them with exactly what they need in terms of upgrades or indoor air quality. But you've also got to make sure that you don't get distracted with your regular business. So you need to make sure that you're doing the right thing and that you're allowing customers to know what kind of services you offer. So don't neglect your website. Don't neglect your Google business. Don't neglect all of the online directories for some new flashy thing that's coming out. You've got to make sure that you stay consistent across all platforms.
Yeah, I'm thinking when you say new flashy thing, I'm thinking AI.
Yes.
Have you encountered much AI marketing strategies?
Yes, you have to be careful with AI. It's great that you use it. I think it's an awesome tool, but you have to make sure it's accurate.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've run through a lot of things through ChatGPT and even Gemini. And if you don't know what you're looking at, you can be very inaccurate.
I think that kind of ties back to you guys having hands-on real-world experience as an HVAC contractor.
Yes.
That brings value to your marketing business that a lot of other HVAC marketing businesses can't necessarily speak to.
Correct.
So kudos to you guys on that.
Yeah. Well, we just empathize with the dealer because we understood and we knew how hard it was when we run our business. And that's why we wanted to help them. And we saw a huge opportunity with digital marketing, because we started this back in the early 90s. And in the early 2000s, our business started in 2006. So we were at the forefront. I mean, that makes me sound really old, but we were at the forefront of all of this new technology and digital internet stuff. So we've seen a lot of changes in the industry.
So what are some top SEO practices specifically for HVAC companies, and how do you guys ensure that your clients show up in the local search results where they should be?
Yes. So on the actual website, there's many things that you can do related to meta tags and descriptions and your content. It's got to be high quality content. If you're just writing a bunch of gibberish and it doesn't make any sense and then you submit it to search engines, they're not going to rank you well. So you've got to have some good service city content and some service page content in order to make sure that you're telling the search engines where you are and what you're doing. And so that is key. And then also, just because you put a website out there doesn't mean that you're going to rank. So you have to connect it to like Google Search Console and Google Analytics, and you've got to really be investing time to know what's working.
I think that kind of goes back to, like, that quality content piece kind of goes back to, you cannot just create a website and have ChatGPT do everything for you, because it's not going to give you the end result that you're looking for.
No, but there are some great advantages to using AI. So we do have a new technology piece with websites that we're moving to that is AI generated, but we're still putting our eyeballs on it. So our team is educated and knowledgeable when it comes to that. And so we're also using technology, but also, using human brains too.
Yeah, I utilize ChatGPT a lot, but I use it like as a base. I'm not using it full-fledged for every single piece of something that I'm writing. I just kind of use it to help me get ideas going, and I go in and edit it so that it sounds more human.
The human aspect of writing, like, the initial prompts, or maybe even just the prompts, like, along the way, the more information that you give it, the better it's going to be.
Yes.
But it's not always easy to articulate exactly what you're looking for into that.
Right. But the key thing is, Google has Gemini now. So you have to be knowledgeable with AI so that when you're putting information on your website or even your Google business profile, that you're giving the AI engine what it needs in order to rank you. So it's a combination of things.
Yeah.
I feel like each year we talk about this, it gets a little more challenging, and
Yeah.
I feel like you guys have to stay so educated on things. They just change so fast.
Yes.
So.
Well, and that's why, dealers, they're out in the field. They don't have time to do that.
Right.
So that's why it's good for, like, you guys at Mingledorf's, you put on a lot of education seminars and workshops so that they can be educated when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What lead generation tactics work best in HVAC, and how do you support contractors in nurturing those leads?
So this is where we go back to is it flashy or is it not flashy? There's a whole thing with guerrilla marketing where you make sure all your bases contained. So you got to make sure you have your online directories claimed. You got to make sure your Google business is right. You got to make sure that everywhere that a customer looks, they're going to find the correct information to get in touch with you. That's part of lead generation, is making sure your information is accurate. Then on top of that is when you can add like the Google pay-per-click, the Google business, local service ads, social media ads. You can do a lot of things like that can supplement on top of it. But if you don't have your base right, then it's not going to work. You're going to waste a lot of money.
In your experience, what type of content helps HVAC contractors build trust with their audience, and how do you approach educational content to increase customer loyalty?
This is where reviews are huge. So reviews everywhere. So Google is dominating, obviously, but you can't neglect Facebook, Yelp, all of those review platforms, because they're showing up on the internet. And so you got to make sure that you're actually asking for those reviews, and then you're actually responding to those reviews. And that's where our team comes in, and we'll help you do that. And if you get a bad review, don't stress. It's going to be okay. You just have to try to make it right with the customer, and then respond to the review accurately and take your emotions out of it.
Yeah, I actually like when I see a negative review of a company and then I see the owner replies and they are saying like, you called us on this date and we told you this information. Like, they kind of like tell their side of the story
Right.
in a non-emotional way, you know, and it
Right.
just kind of gives you a picture of what's really happening with that bad review.
Yes, but you can display those on your website too. So we have a lot of plugins and code that we can pull, like Google and Facebook and Yelp, into your website. And then also don't forget about the Better Business Bureau.
Oh, yeah.
That's super huge. Be accredited, be a part of your local community, and do the right thing and be a part of business.
What advice do you give to contractors who are struggling to get good, not necessarily good reviews, but I feel like people are more, usually they'll write a bad review before they'll write a good review.
Right.
So how do you convince people to write a good review for their HVAC company?
So we ask for the dealer to do it right then. So when you're in the home, go ahead and ask them for the review. And we have tap cards that are available. They're Tap 2 digital devices that we program specifically for dealers. And they can wear it as a badge if they want to, or they can actually have it on their clipboard or in their wallet. And that all they have to do is tap the card to the smartphone, and it'll immediately pull up their Google profile.
That is genius.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Yeah, I love that idea.
That's even better than a QR code, I think.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's so amazing. Like, all you have to do is just tap it and it immediately pops up. You just click the button, and that way you know that a customer is happy and that they're happy to give you a review. Today we're so busy. Later on, are you going to be as wanting to give that review?
Or are you going to remember? Because,
Right.
especially as a mom who's running a household and working full time, sometimes it just falls pretty low on the list.
Yes. Yep.
The last time I gave someone a review that came and did a service at my house, he guilt tripped me. He was like, I'm a new business and, I'd really appreciate a review. So that's what worked on me. I don't know if you guys want to try that. But
A little bit of guilt goes a long way.
Yeah.
do you have any other methods of managing an online reputation?
Yes, we do have other software pieces that we put together that will alert us whenever reviews come in, and we can talk to our dealers and say, "Oh, you got a great review," and we a lot of times respond on their behalf. If they get a bad review, it'll alert us too, and we'll reach out to them and say what happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good advice. So as far as social media, which platforms do you recommend contractors use, and what kind of content will engage their target audience the most typically?
So videos go a long way. So we got TikTok, we have YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, even putting videos on your website. You can even put information inside Google too for videos. It's super important to do that. And just like we're talking right now, people want real, genuine conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
So don't be stressed about we have to be in a high quality studio in order to produce a video. As long as you're producing the video that is clean surroundings, you're not injuring or hurting anyone specifically, and you're doing the unit, even if you're working on the unit or whatever you're doing, it's important to show video because that is what is most engaging.
Right.
We were at a conference last week, and one of the other people who worked for a dealer. They were talking about making the TikTok of just the candy mix, where you just have each person bring in their favorite candy, and then you dump it all in a bowl, and you just have this mix of candy. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of content too is just fun, just to see what the culture is of the company. And I feel like people really enjoy kind of some of the behind the scenes and see, the shy people or the silly people, and that kind of stuff too. I think it's important to remember that content is important too.
Yes, I agree. Do a good mix, and that'll be a show your company is well-rounded.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
How do you help HVAC contractors stand out in such a competitive market?
Yes. Well, that's where every contractor has a unique advantage to themselves. So even though they're all selling Carrier or Bryant, they all are individually, they have their own culture. And so standing out with the videos like we just talked about really helps to personalize the company, and then also being involved in the community. That also helps them stand out amongst the busyness.
I think that's such good advice. Some of those philanthropy efforts are so important to people. Mm-hmm. I think some of the younger generations are really choosing specific companies that they want to support based on those kinds of things too.
Right.
So for the contractors, how do you balance digital marketing with traditional marketing like print or digital mail? And what's the ideal mix that you've found?
So it depends on your budget, but what do you do whenever you're looking for something? You go on your phone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So first, depending on your budget, you have to make sure digital is captured. All those bases I was talking about, your Google business profile, your online directory, your Facebook page. If your budget is small, just do the small stuff. Don't add a billboard, don't add TV, don't add radio if you're neglecting the piece where people are looking.
Yeah. That's such good advice. Such good advice.
And a lot of people think, oh, if I have a billboard, more people will call me. I love billboards. They're great branding. But if they then go try to find you and you're not where you're supposed to be digitally, they're not going to be able to get in touch with you and they may not remember your name.
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting.
And I mean, I feel like we're almost desensitized to billboards.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I see them, but I don't really pay that much attention to them
Because
when I'm
there's so
driving.
many, especially in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're definitely jaded since we're in Atlanta.
Right.
I was going to make a joke that I don't see them because I'm on my phone.
Oh, hopefully not while driving.
Just kidding. Just kidding for legal reasons. That was a joke. So how do you advise HVAC contractors to allocate their marketing budgets effectively?
So that's where we have to look at what's the gross revenue of the business. That's where we start. And then we look and see, what are you doing now? What is the competition in the area doing? So we take all of those factors. There's not a one size fits all for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We can't take a $100,000 business and tell them they need to spend $50,000 in marketing because their competition's spending it. You have to take the contractor where they are and then specialize it to them. So I wish there was an easy answer, but there's not. It's individually based. And that's the
Yeah.
right approach.
Right. Yeah, I think that's good because you don't want to use the same approach with everybody.
No.
I think it's so good to know that you really meet the customer where they are. And, I just think it sounds like you pour a lot into those relationships with your HVAC contractors. And that's not something that every marketing company seems to do.
Right.
So,
Right.
could you share a success story where your marketing strategies have helped an HVAC contractor grow?
Yes. So this one particular dealer, so we've been related to Mingledorff's for 7 years now, where we've been helping a lot of the dealers that are within your footprint. We just had a meeting last week where we have been tying our digital dashboards to the call tracking and to the service software. And we specifically put a lot of effort and energy and extra budget into this one particular area, and that's the Google Local Services. And we were able to produce a 75 return.
Wow, that is amazing.
And that just happened. Like, we were just at a dealer meeting last week.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
And it was good to see. They can see the data and we can see the data. So we're able to look and see, out of everything that we're doing for them, what's going to bring them the most leads with the highest value, rather than just throwing money at whatever. So that was really exciting when we pulled the dashboard up and we could actually talk about each individual thing and see that it totaled up to 75 time.
Wow,
That
that's awesome.
has to be so fulfilling too, to
Yeah.
know that you're really you are changing these people's lives really and helping their business grow, especially for small business owners. So
Yeah, and I think visibility is key. You want to know where your money's going.
absolutely.
So I feel like that's super important.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. Well, we play a fun little game at the end,
Yes.
and we have asked Michele to bring in to play 2 truths and a lie, HVAC marketing business style. So she has a couple of questions for us today.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to read 3 statements. You guys try to figure out which ones are the truths and which one is the lie.
Okay.
All right. Social media posts with images have higher engagement than text-only posts. Statement 2, email marketing has a lower return on investment than traditional mail for HVAC companies. Statement 3, consistent branding across all platforms improves customer trust.
I think the lie is about the emails.
Yeah, email marketing.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay. So email marketing typically has a higher return on investment than traditional mail. And that's because you already know the
Yeah,
The
like
customers.
you said. Yeah.
as long as it's tailored correctly and that you write the information well, it should produce a higher return.
That's good to know. That's good information. I think we get hung up on the traditional mail and this and that, but when I think about it, yeah, I can't tell you the last time I've gotten a card in the mail from a business and acted on it. So,
Right. Pay attention to your current customers.
Yeah.
Stay in contact with them. All right. So here's the next set. Statement 1, customers are more likely to engage with HVAC posts that feature customer testimonials. Statement 2, video content performs better than static images on social media. Statement 3, SEO is not important for HVAC companies because customers and dealers actually rely on referrals.
The last one.
The last one is the lie?
Yeah.
Good job.
wait. Okay. I think
So-
I misunderstood that one, but that's okay.
Yeah, so SEO is extremely important.
Yes.
It's not important, is what the statement
Okay.
said. Okay, next. Number 1, paid ads on Google are one of the quickest ways to generate HVAC leads. 2, posting HVAC tips in the winter is a waste of time because customers only think about heating and air issues in the summer. Number 3, local HVAC businesses benefit significantly from Google Business Profile Optimization.
Okay, the winter tips is the lie because I'm worried about staying warm.
Yes, good job. So posting HVAC tips in the winter is also effective because it's seasonal.
Yeah.
Yes, you want to make sure you pay attention to all seasons. All right, here's the next set. Number 1, consistent follow-up on customer inquiries can double the chances of converting HVAC leads. This is number 2. A robust Google ad strategy alone is enough to sustain an HVAC company's lead flow. Number 3, seasonal campaigns tailored to heating and cooling needs can maximize marketing impact.
Okay, the second one was a lie.
Yes. You guys are awesome.
I mean, we might have a little bit of an unfair advantage
Because we
Yes.
are in marketing. But
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
So while Google ads are very effective, a diversified marketing strategy, including SEO, social media, and email, is essential for lead generation. All right, here's the last set. Number 1, personalizing email campaigns for HVAC companies improve open and conversion rates. Number 2, investing in video testimonials from satisfied customers is an effective way to build credibility. Number 3, leads generated through paid ads tend to be lower quality than organic leads.
I'm going to go with the third one.
I know. I think that's
yeah.
the one I'm with you.
Y'all got 100. Good job.
Yay.
Yeah, so leads from paid ads can be high quality, especially when the ads are targeted to specific HVAC needs and demographics.
Nice.
You
Awesome.
guys did awesome. Good job.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming today.
Yes,
and talking
thank
to
you.
us.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it so much. Thank
Yeah,
you again.
So did we. That's all for today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.